Going to show you how I make these chopstick bowls. Gotta prep some clay. Usually mix some of my recycled clay in with some good brand new box clay. And the clay comes out real good. This takes probably about an hour to do this. Alright, so there's my fish. Yep, he's my buddy. Spend a lot of time in the studio by myself. Get a wear board, get some clay. I think this is like 2.25 pounds of clay. I've experimented with a lot and a little, and this seems to be the right amount to make them nice and durable. All right, so just kind of always do the same thing. I pull the clay up, I push it down, I just go down about an inch and just kind of open it up to the rim, and then do this little funny little collar move. Get the clay up, keep it pretty chunky still. I need a new color beanie. All right, so I do one first pull. That's just kind of still keeping it kind of chunky. Water's free, using a lot of water. All right, so do one more pull, getting that clay up off the bottom, but still keeping that lip kind of thick. Seriously, more water. Oh my God, you're still shaping it. It's taking forever. All right. Not really pulling, maybe just kind of shaping a little bit, you know. Have this little rib that's nice and rounded, kind of compress that inside and make the shape pretty nice. And these shrink about 15%, so I know that looks big, but these are still way smaller than the ramen bowls that you're gonna find in Japan. Get that water out of there and clean those hands up, and then gonna square it off. This is just a first rough squaring, and then as it sets up a little bit, I'm gonna square it a little bit more. It'll hold its shape a little bit better, and then put the little indentions in there for the chopsticks. Put them fingers underneath and put that on the board. It gets a little wonky, but it gets nice and square throughout the process. All right, make another one. I'm gonna make 6, and then I'm gonna trim 6. So just hang out and enjoy if you want to.
Oh geez, I cut it, but it's still stuck. Now my fingers dented the inside, so I had to smooth that back out, reshape it a little bit. I don't know why. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. I'm baffled by it. So I'm always amazed by when people call themselves master potters, because that wouldn't happen to a master. I'm just a potter. And on to the next one. Hold up. What'd you just do? I saw you cut that one twice. You think that's gonna fix it? Oh, it didn't stick to the wheel? That's awesome. All right, maybe we'll start cutting them twice, so then we don't have to fix the little dents on the inside of the bowl if it doesn't pick up on the first try. Such a master potter. Are you still here? Are you really gonna watch me make 6 of these things? It's kind of interesting. And the quiet sounds of the studio. Oh, you're gonna cut that one twice too. You think it's gonna work? Oh, geez, it worked again. All right, that must be the trick. All right, I think I just have a couple more to make and then I'll start trimming these things. Last one. See how this goes. See if I can make 6 for 6. Gonna cut this one twice also. Looks like I'm in slow motion. Okay, before you pick that wear board up, you always got to glance over to make sure you have a place to put it. All right, there we go. There's 6. Look at all those. All right, those are gonna set up, and then I'll square them off a little more and then put the little dents in there. And all right, now it's time to trim them. These are still pretty soft because they're square. If I push them down on the wheel, if they're a little out of true, then the lips could probably crack. But since these are still kind of soft, so I just get my wheel a little bit wet, and when you press the pot on there, it just kind of like makes it stick. I always do this, the same trimming pretty much every time. So I flatten out the top, then I do the sides, and then undercut it like a little bit. Then I'll round out this edge with my fingers, kind of like rethrowing it a little bit. And then I will set the width of the foot on the inside. All right, with that one. Then I'll just kind of go from the center to the outside. Try not to, cut it through. Hold your breath, make sure you don't cut it all the way through. All right, do a little back cut right there. I don't like little areas where I can have glaze trapped. Put my stamp on there. Then just kind of round out the edges a little more. Make sure there's nothing sharp or any weird little boogers. These will get cleaned up a little bit more right before they go into the bisque kiln. Kind of interesting. After throwing production for 4 years for a company, you get to this place when you're making items that you're doing the exact same motions every single time. There it is. The last one. Didn't trim through any. Such a master potter. Clean this up a little bit more. Get them little boogers off. Nice and square. All right. Hey, fish. All right. Time to clean up the trimmings a little bit. This is one reason I really like this wheel is I have all my buckets right in front that I put my throwing water into. There's a lot of really fine particles in your throwing water that make your clay plastic. So you never want to throw out your throwing water. You can always let it set overnight and then a lot of the particles will sink to the bottom. So the scraps just go right into the buckets, and then I put my throwing water on there after it sets overnight, and I'll pour the top water off. Sometimes you just don't need all that water. Splash pan. Don't forget to clean the splash pan. Thanks for watching.